From Studio 3C in Rockefeller Center, this is Today in New York.
Right, thank you, Raphael. And coming up after the break, as we said, countdown to the Tony Awards.
Big question, could this finally be the year for Kelly O'Hara? Our theater expert, Steve Schoenberg, is here with some predictions. This is Today in New York. Theater Awards season once again. Tonight are the Drama Desk Awards at Town Hall. And of course, next Sunday, Broadway's brightest stars are going to gather at Radio City for the 69th Annual Tony Awards. Center on the aisle, Steve Schoenberg, back to tell us a bit about the Tony Award nominees and the shows he says you shouldn't miss. So welcome back, Steve. Good to see you.
Thanks, Gus. Good to see you.
Dance was a big thing this year on Broadway.
Sure was. Well, you know, it's funny. It's been one of the best seasons in years. I realize for viewers at home, unless they see a ton of shows, they may not be that interested in the Tony Awards. It's not like the Emmys or the Oscars where they feel they've seen everything, right? But the Tony Awards, it's a great opportunity to sort of get a sampling of what they might want to see, but it's also a seal of approval. So when you're looking to see a show, you think to yourself, they got 12 nominees. Might be your best bet. Right. But you're right, there is dance. And this was the year for anybody who's a fan of dance. Talents that could rival folks like Gene Kelly, Fred Astaire are on stage, and they're getting nominated for those awards.
Which is great.
Yeah, the first one really is On the Town. So classic, classic Bernstein, Comden and Green musical about three sailors on a day off in the city and sort of fall in love and fall in trouble too. Tony Yazbek is the sort of lead sailor in the show.
And that's the Gene Kelly role.
Yeah, Gene Kelly played it in the movie. Right. He plays Gaby. He's a terrific dancer. The whole cast is terrific in the choreography, but he really stands out. He's become Broadway's go-to sort of song and dance man, that famous Dream Ballet scene. It's to die for.
Yeah, and also Gene Kelly, kind of a constant thread here, is On the Town. Excuse me, American in Paris, getting a lot of attention. And the lead actor was nominated, I believe.
Robbie Fairchild. Yeah. This is my pick for Best Musical, Best Choreography, and Best Leading Man in Robbie Fairchild. He's not a stranger to stage in New York. He's been a principal dancer with the New York City Ballet for years, but it's his Broadway debut, and he's absolutely fantastic in the show and sort of bringing that dance of Jerome Robbins back to Broadway and really killing it on stage.
Lead actress in a musical is always a much contested. A lot of drama and some really interesting contenders this year and some really terrific shows that they're linked to.
Yeah, we've got actresses with big legacies. We've got Judy Kuhn, we've got Kristen Chenoweth, Kelly O'Hara. Cheetah Rivera, though, is my pick. You know, she's in Tanner and Eb's final show, The Visit. She said it's her final Broadway show. And, you know, she really does deserve to win that award. She plays Claire Zakanasian, sort of a woman who grew up poor, comes back to her hometown to bail them out of intense debt, but at one price, which is the death of her former lover. One little warning, though. She likes to make eye contact during the show, and I'm telling you, I don't want to be next on Claire's list.
Okay, she's a tough cookie, eh? and you also like Kelly O'Hara in The King and I.
I do. You know, just like the Emmys and the Oscars, we have what I call the Susan Lucci's of the awards, right? So the folks that are overlooked. Kelly O'Hara is royalty on Broadway. She's been nominated now 6 times. Currently in King and I, this beautiful production up in Lincoln Center, you know, really deserves it for bringing to life such an iconic role in Rodgers and Hammerstein's show. She's the key interpreter of Rodgers and Hammerstein now with Carousel, South Pacific. You know what? If she doesn't win this year, you know, you sort of have to look at it. 6 awards. You know, we've decided this year, even if she doesn't win, she deserves an award. What we realized, too, at Center on the Aisle, our team noticed, it's her 15th year on Broadway. So we decided...
What have you done here? I see you have it here.
Yeah.
A little bit of a preview. Tony
or not Tony, it's about time Kelly gets an award, and we're recognizing her this year with our very first award. It's called Our Leading Lady, to recognize all the great shows and what she's brought to Broadway now for 15 years.
Wow. And so you think that's, and it's right here. That's the trophy that Kelly... No matter what happens at the Tonys...
She's getting the Center on the Aisle Our Leading Lady award.
All right, Steve. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Always appreciate it. Always good to have you here. Raphael will be right back with your Sunday forecast. Don't leave without the umbrella, and don't leave us. You're watching Today in New York.